Alright, fellow PowerPointers, this is part 18 of our 77422 class, PowerPoint 2013. Gonna get you certified in PowerPoint 2013. Awesome that you've made it this far. We only got a couple more videos to go in this series. This is one of the final three. I'd like to thank you all for viewing my videos, first of all. And what we're going to do in this video is we're going to learn how to take content from multiple presentations and add it to a presentation. Let me close out of this first. That's kind of, no, I don't want to search for anything. Windows 8, go away. There we go. Close out of that first. Alright, so I got this presentation here. It's a basic presentation. Presentation 1, items from presentation 1, and I've just got a couple items in here. This is a basic bulleted list. Item 1, item 2, item 3, and item 4. Real great names, right? So there's some other PowerPoint files out there. Maybe I got them emailed to me. Maybe they're sitting on a network share or a thumb drive, something like that. And I want to pull some of that content into my PowerPoint presentation. Alright, so what I'm going to do is from the Insert tab or from the Home tab, you can do this one of two ways. I'm going to stay on the Home tab, and what I'm going to do is I'm going to click on New Slide, not the picture, but the actual word New Slide, and I'm going to click the option Reuse Slides. And when I do, the Reuse Slides pane comes up here, which you may have seen at the opening of the video before I closed it out. Sorry to spoil the surprise. You can then browse for a file, and I have presentation 2 on my desktop. I'm going to open up that presentation, and there's 2 slides in this presentation as well. And I can go through, I can select multiple slides from this. I didn't want to do that. Alright, let me close out of this real quick. Oh yeah, this will work. Actually, this will work. Okay, so I've taken both the title slide and the bulleted list slide from presentation 2. But you notice what it did when it brought them in? Is it applied the theme of presentation 1 to the slides from presentation 2. This might be kind of neat. You know, you might want this to happen. What if you want the theme or the design template you have in presentation 2, what if you want it in those slides that you pull over from presentation 2? Well, what you're going to do is you're going to, in your thumbnail view, you're going to select both of these slides. I'm going to right click on the slide over here in the Reuse Slides pane, and I'm going to select the option Apply Theme to Selected Slides. And boom, give it a second, wait for it. There we go. So now I have the slides from presentation 2 inside of presentation 1. Pretty cool stuff. And then I can reorder these slides if I want. Well, actually, I can't have them both selected. There we go. Sometimes that can give you a fit if you have multiple things selected and you try to move things around. It just will not do it. There we go. If your drag and drop skills aren't that great, you know, get some practice with it. That type of thing. You can cut and copy slides as well. You can duplicate slides, which kind of makes a copy of it to begin with. You can delete the slides from here. There's things we've all gone over in previous lessons. Now what I'm going to do is I'm going to delete these slides out of here. And I'm just going to get back to the original content of presentation 1. Alright, now let's say I want to look at the slides of presentation 2, right? So let's say I have another presentation out there, which I do, presentation 2. And now I'm going to open both of these because you can have multiple instances of PowerPoint open at the same time. Well, this is kind of cool, but you know, I mean, what do I got to do now? I'm gonna wait for the content to come up here for a second. So this virtual machine that I'm using is kind of a little on the slow side for PowerPoint, but it gets the point across, no pun intended. So now what do I got to do? I got to go down to the taskbar, click on each one of these guys to see it. Yeah, I like that. Well, what you can do is you can have either PowerPoint presentation up right now. And what you're going to do is you're going to click on View, and you're going to click on Arrange All. There we go. And what that does is it arranges your PowerPoint presentations. If you had more than 2 open, it would arrange them either way. Okay? Now watch this. Watch what I can do from here. Is I can actually drag slides from one presentation to another, and it makes a copy of the slide. It applies the design template of that presentation, but if I don't want that, maybe I want the design template from presentation 1. You click this little smart tag here, and you click Keep Source Formatting. That one right there, Keep Source Formatting. And it changes it to the design template in presentation 1. So this is kind of neat. You can have 3 or 4. Maybe you're pulling content from 3 or 4 different presentations. You can have them all pulled up here. It will equally take up space in the screen. And you can just drag stuff back and forth. You can either use the destination design template or the source template. You can move things back and forth. I can move things the other way too. There we go. And again, I get the little smart tag here, and I'm going to say Keep Source. There we go. So this makes it real easy to pull in, like I said, pull in slides from multiple sources. The only thing it will not do is, I don't want you to get a wrong idea, is it won't, for instance, if I make a change here to presentation 2, right? And here we go. Item 4. Alright? It will not add item 4 to this slide. So any updates you make in any of your PowerPoint presentations, you have to update the slides if you pull multiple ones, multiple content from multiple presentations. Alright, I don't want you to get a wrong idea about this feature. It's a neat feature, but, don't go overboard with it, right? So again, you got to keep track of what you're doing. And I always look through my presentations religiously before I present them, just to make sure everything's good to go. You don't have last year's sales data in there if you're doing a sales presentation for this year and it's been a while since you've looked at your slides. Alright, let me see here. I'm going to close out of this. Yeah, I don't want to save changes. I just want to get back to presentation 2. I want to maximize that across the screen. There we go. And I'm going to add some a slide transition. Slide transitions are like animations, but on a slide level, not on an item or object level in your slides. So, wait, here we go. And it has to go through the little preview animation for us. There we go. Now, when I'm viewing my presentation, let me go back to my first slide here. I'm going to press F5 on my keyboard. There we go. Presentation 2. So when I click on this to get to the next slide, go. And you see how it slid off the screen there? I'm going to slow that down a little bit for you. There you go. I'll make it 6 seconds for you. And that little star right there means that there's a transition, a slide transition here. You can even add little sounds and stuff like that too. I don't do stuff like that because I don't know if where I'm going there's going to be speakers or not. But that's just me. There we go. Pretty neat stuff here. And I think you can even click on the star there, and it'll do a little preview for you of what it's going to look like. What if I changed it to random bars right here? Would that be a little bit easier for you guys to see? Yeah, that's a little easier for you guys to see. What about shape? Ooh, effect options right here. There we go. So if I'm showing my slide presentation here, let's take a look at this real time here, right? So wait for my slideshow to run. I think I pressed F5. Yeah, I did. Okay, great. There we go. You can probably see it's running a little fast. The animations are running a little fast. If you try this on your computer, it'll run a whole lot more fluid for you. I think it's the video capture that I'm using is kind of slowing it down, or excuse me, speeding it up, not making it really visible. But you can apply slide transitions to every slide if you want the same transition to every slide. Again, use this sparingly. A lot of people beat this up. Same thing they do with the content of their slides being animated. Every slide has a transition. Every object within their slide has an animation. It just gets a lot of overload done to it. All right. So that was lesson 18, is bringing in content from other presentations and viewing multiple presentations on the screen at once. All right. I hope this has been informative for you. Thank you for viewing my videos.